All right. What's up? What's up? Let's go. Okay. First of all, I'm obsessed with the hat that they gave out. I made so much fun of this incentive. I was like, who's going to stop 3 people for a hat? But I got the hat and I love it. It's so cute. Okay. Welcome. Happy Monday. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am loving where we are headed. We have already almost 90 joins this month, meaning that people are getting free resets, which is huge. So I want us focused on continuing to share that free reset. So being aware that we want to keep that at top of mind. So sharing it in your story, sharing it in your feed, sharing it everywhere you go, really making it a thing so that people are seeing it at top of mind.
To reschedule her.
Okay, so just keeping it there, and here I'm just gonna mute everybody. Here we go. Boom, boom. There we go. Just keeping the free reset at the top of mind. So this morning, I want to just kind of appeal to you that I want you today to work as though your dreams are possible. I want you to show up for yourself in a way that you have not shown up for yourself in a long time, where excitement takes over the doubt, where passion takes over the fear, where the whining gets taken over by the winning thoughts. And you literally are starting your day. I want you to start your day and I want to go around. I want you to just unmute. And I want you to tell me 3 things that you are super grateful for. I just want to start our day like that, okay? So, Lisa, let's start with you, and then anyone else who wants to go after that. I want you to say them out loud.
I'm thankful for kids who are organizing the house right now after I asked them to, and with a happy heart. I'm thankful that we have the best team in Plexus, and I'm thankful that. What am I thankful for? I'm just thankful for growth and development.
I love it. Anyone else want to go?
I will. I'm thankful to have a body that's starting to heal and that my children are healthy. I am thankful to be surrounded by so many powerful, like-minded people who have a vision to change their families. And let's see, I am super thankful that it's a gorgeous day and we're going to get to have a fun day today.
I love it. I love it. Anybody else?
I'll go. I'm
Do it.
First of all, for the word. I'm thankful for my business. I'm thankful for all you guys. I'm thankful for learning new things to support my business and my family.
Love it. Anyone else? We'll take one more. What you thankful for today?
I'm thankful for my family and that we are healthy. I'm thankful for all you ladies because y'all are freaking amazing. And I'm thankful for my life. I'm thankful for where my life is at.
I love that, Connie. I love that. I love that. Personal growth, healthy people, an amazing team with phenomenal leaders. I love that, Nicole. So good. Okay. This is the best way to start your days off, is to just look at what are you grateful for? What are you tuning your focus to? What are you spending your time thinking about? So many times we let our minds just wander and we get so fixated on the things that we can't control. And one of my favorite things is discipline your disappointment. It's discipline the negativity in your life. Just discipline it. I can think on this, but only for 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, I'm moving on. I'm moving on to something else. And I'm moving on and taking action. Action is going to increase your confidence, okay? Increasing your confidence comes from action. It's not going to be the other way around, right? And so I look at it as, who do you want to become? If you could write down a blueprint of you, the version of you 2.0 in a year from now, or 2 years from now, or 3 years from now, who is that person? How do they conduct themselves? How do they move themselves? How do they, whatever, all those things, how do they conduct themselves? Who are they? How do they show up? How do they change the atmosphere of a room they're in? What is their emotional maturity like? What did they consider a problem? Okay, like, come on. I mean, what do they consider a problem? Meaning, the more successful you are, the more you don't see problems. You're like, okay, this is just something we got to deal with. We move on, right? What who is this version of yourself that you want to become? And if you will actually apply this and take the time to sit down and write this down, you're going to see exactly where you need to grow. It is going to be like a highlighted version of where does my growth plan need to be. And so today I want to encourage you to step out, have an event, do a reset challenge in your chat, do something to get into action to move your business forward. Starting off with a grateful heart, focusing on that, and then motivating yourself to just take one step of action to get out of that same train of thought that you've been in all weekend or that you've been focused on all month long. Whatever that looks like, is to just take a step of action in the right direction. And so I would love to just hear from you. Where, like, who here has signed someone up this month? Drop one in the comments if you have signed someone up this month already with a free reset. If you haven't, I want you guys to be focused on, I need to get somebody signed up with this free reset. Like, that has to happen, right? Okay, look at y'all. Good job. It is important to utilize what we have. And so a lot of times we think, I can't get, I can't get anyone. And I want you to start saying, thank you for the person that I'm getting. Thank you for the people that I'm attracting to my business. Thank you for helping me to receive all of these new people that are coming in. And I want us to like okay, here's my thoughts. I always focus on like no excuses, right? Mindset. It's like, if it's up to you, you're going to do it, right? If you want it. What I really want you to do today is I want you to dial in with your why. I want you to dial in your clarity. Because if your clarity is just, I'll see how it goes this month, you're not going to move the needle forward. You need to have a very clear, focused plan. And I actually believe this in every area of your life. So my husband and I sit down every quarter, but especially at the beginning of the year, we set really big goals. Our financial goals, our kid goals, how much time we want to spend, our vacations, like all of those things we decide a year in advance to the best of our ability. And so when you're able to be really clear on that, you know exactly where your money is going. You're both on the same page and you're working towards a goal. And I'm saying that because my husband and I set a goal in January and we actually hit it a full 6 months, well, almost 7 months early. And so we had a thing set aside where we would go away for a couple days if we hit that. So there's a prize attached to it, but there's also, we're on the same page and we're celebrating it together. I want you to picture with your team, have you set those goals? Have you really been like, this is where we're going and this is what we're doing and this is what I want us to do together, and really push the needle forward? And setting that clear goal with your spouse, with your partner, with your business partners on your team, with your social media, it's like, if you'll take 6 months, and I am like a huge believer in this. I believe in full transparency. If you would fixate yourself on a goal for 6 months, anything is possible. Anything. Diamond is possible in 6 months. I firmly believe that. If you will fixate yourself on doing that. So if you are focused on a goal and you're like, I'm dedicated to this, it won't matter what is going on. You're going to look through that lens. So instead of saying, okay, like we're going to eat out tonight, or it's Friday night pizza night, so we order pizza every Friday night. That's what we do. We're like looking through the lens. Does this get us closer to our goals or further away? Right? Does me taking the morning off and not getting up early put me closer to my goals or farther away? Does me pushing for an incentive I normally wouldn't push for push me towards my goal or further away? Does me becoming quiet with my team get me closer to my goal or further away? Looking through that lens as much as you can. Is this pushing me towards my goal or further away? You will start to rewire your brain to be thinking about, I want to move closer to my goal. I don't believe that there is such a thing as just like throwing something out there and hoping it happens and then never taking action and getting it. That just very, very rarely, if ever, happens. You really need to set out a plan and really want to set out a roadmap for yourself of clarity of where that is going. So when I hit senior gold, this is where my money is going. When I hit ruby, this is where my money is going. When I hit emerald, this is where my money is going. When I hit this, this is where it's going. It's all of that together with that clarity of focus of why you want something. That's going to push you through. So if you're like, man, I just can't get motivated, I don't know what's wrong, I can tell you every single time, your why needs to elevate. You've probably hit your goals and you just haven't updated your why, right? The why was to start to cover your products. Well, now your products are covered. So now why do you want it? You have to have that updated why, that updated evolved reason, that evolved clarity. And you want to attach something that means something to you. So paying off debt may be awesome, but that may not be attracted to you, right? That may not make you want to push through. You got to find something that when I hit this, I'm going to Italy and then everything else goes to debt. When I hit this, I'm buying myself, I'm getting myself a Lexus, but everything else goes to debt. Whatever that looks like. But having something, a real clear, concise plan of what you are wanting to have done. So really, Graceland, I love it, is really focusing on your why and making that decision count and matter. So I would love to hear some whys on here this morning. Help me out. Help a sister out here and share some of your whys.
I'll go ahead and share because I feel like mine, exactly everything that you just said. I've hit some goals and I guess I didn't realize that I actually hit those goals, and having to kind of shift that why around for me is something that I'm sitting in right now, trying to figure out what that next level is. But a big one for us has always been to retire my husband. My husband's a police officer. And a big why for us is to do his retirement. My kids know it. My husband knows it. We talk about it all the time. But I think I needed to dig a little bit deeper with it and not just talk about it, but put the actual finances to it, like you were just saying, to really break down that more specifically. But that's a big one for us, is to retire my husband from the police force.
Yeah, I love it. And here's the thing, y'all, is I don't want you sitting in it. I don't want you overthinking it. I want you to sit down and in 10 minutes know this is my clear, concise why. Don't get up today from Power 30 without knowing why you're doing it. So to me, it's, if I want to retire my husband, how much money does that require from Plexus me to earn to retire him? Okay, I'm going to get real clear on what I need to do to make sure that that happens. Okay, being able to see my parents every 2 months in the Dominican Republic, stay home more with my little guy, pay for my kids' school, retire my husband so we can go into full-time ministry, pay off debt, and send my girls to college debt-free. Okay, what else? Who else has something? Because I think that what happens is we get it in our heads that it's like a pipe dream. Oh, I want to retire my husband. Like when I win the lottery, I'll retire my husband. Or I'll send my kids to, I'll pay for my kids' college. Can I tell you that it starts now?
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna pick it up around like 4 or 5
No,
o'clock.
hang on. Hang tight.
Okay.
We got a talker, folks. We got a talker. Okay, there we go. Is that what happens is we'll say things and it's like a pipe dream. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Oh, when I'm diamond, I'm gonna do this. When I'm this, it's literally like you're talking about winning the lottery. And there is a difference. And that's when you see people who start and stop, start and stop. So here's the thing, is you take your dream and you start to make it real. You start to write down, okay, I need an extra $4,000 a month to retire my husband. That's what I need. I need an extra 5, 6, 10, whatever it is. I'm going to write that down where I can see it. If my goal is to start paying for retirement or to start paying for kids' college, then I'm going to go ahead and research that. Can I tell you something? When you start making money, it doesn't mean you automatically know where to put things. It doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're like, oh, I know how to pay off my kids' college, which sounds crazy, but it's true. So what happens is you need to become that person now. So how do I know how to invest? How does Alita know how to invest? Well, the Alita 10 years ago, the Alita 5 years ago had no clue. And I thought I would just somehow know. That doesn't change. If you don't know now, you won't know then. So I want you to think about, where do I want that money to go? Okay. So for us, I love mutual funds. I love Dave Ramsey talks about investing in things that you know exactly where it's going and what it's doing. Roth IRAs, okay? You can put into $5,000 a year per you and your spouse, and it's a write-off. There are things that you could be learning about finances right now that when you make that money, you start to realize, okay, I'm already investing in my children's education. I'm already investing in my retirement. Now I just get to increase the amount. So even if you're starting at $5 a month, putting into something, you're going to start becoming somebody different. So I'm not going to work towards retiring my husband if I have no idea, A, that he wants to be retired. Okay. That's also something you need to consider, ladies. They may not want to be retired. Okay. Maybe they want to do something else. Well, what would that other thing be? Okay. How much money does it require from me to make that happen? Okay. And I'm going to talk to the mamas for a second. Maybe you want a house cleaner. Maybe you want someone to come clean your house and do your laundry. Can I get an amen? That was the first thing that I got. Okay. So what does that look like? How much is that a week? So if I make an extra $400 a month, okay, I'll do the easy math for you. If I make an extra $400 a month, that pays for someone to come clean my house once a week and do all my laundry in my house. But do you guys see how it can where it's just like, I'm just going to say things out loud, but I'm never going to really know what I'm talking about. I want you to know what you're talking about. I want you to feel so clear. It's like, I want to be able to buy a boat and boat it. Like whatever you got to do with a boat. I don't even know, boat it, like dock it. And I don't know, all the things you got to do. If I'm not a boat person, okay, I'm literally just like, I just want a boat. I have no idea. Okay, well, how much does a boat cost? What kind of boat do I want? Who's going to run it? Do I need a driver's license for it? I'm going to start taking action in those steps. What does it require for me to have that? So I want you to picture what would make your life easier right now. Okay, what brings you more freedom right now? So relieving bandwidth. So here's the great part about my life. What I would normally spend cleaning and, taking care of all the little things, cleaning, doing laundry, all of those things, that is a full-time job. Cleaning, cooking, doing all those things. I'm able to hire that out and spend way more time with my kids than I ever did even as a stay-at-home mom. It's just quality time because I'm not stressed out. I'm not stressed out trying to do all of the things, right? What would make your life easier? What would make your lifestyle better? How much a month is that going to cost you? And then you work your tail off until you get there. And then you regroup and you go to the next step. What is the next thing that makes my life easier? Okay. So maybe for some of us, it's paying off our car. Having a car payment kills us. How much a month do I need to have to pay that car payment every month so that we don't have to worry about it? But do you see that if we're not clear, we're literally just like, well, like, I'm just going to do it. And I'm just going to see what happens. And I'm going to retire my husband. I hear that a lot. And then it's like, but you don't even know how much you need. You don't know how much you need to retire your husband. So you're just like, I hope to win the lottery. I really want you to put it in front of you. This is how much I need to change my life. So for me, having someone help me clean and do laundry literally changed my life. So I was Ruby and I've done it since Ruby. Paycheck. So what are you doing that Plexus is helping to change your your financial circumstances? Because if you're just making the money and letting it go, it's going to feel like you're not making anything. But really having a game plan of this is what I want and this is where I'm going and this is how much it's going to cost, this will drive me to work my business, right? No different than how come people will say, how come an iPad will drive all these signups? Well, because it's a clear goal. If I have 6 people, I'm going to get an iPad. It's the same concept. If I want a house cleaner, I need $400 extra a month. If I want to retire my spouse, I need an extra 10 that I need to be an emerald. Okay, I'm going to put that in front of me and I'm going to work towards it. Ask yourself, does that motivate me? Do I even believe that's possible? Do I believe that will happen? I see a lot of people will say, I want to retire my spouse. And the truth is the spouse never wanted to retire in the first place. So then there's conflict, right? Instead of just saying, do you want to be retired? No, I don't. I love my job. I love what I do. Great. Or yes, I hate my job and I want to put myself into something else. Now you're on the same page and you know exactly what you're working towards. But a lot of times we just throw things out there because we don't really know what we want. We don't know what we want. And then we're like, why can't I just continue? Like, why can't I just keep working my business as hard as I do when there's a goal? Well, it's because there's no goal. There's no clear-cut goal. So I really want you to focus on, where is my clarity? What do I want? What kind of life do I want? What kind of lifestyle do I want? And be willing to not back down to that. Be willing to dig even further. Okay, I want to be able to pay off my house. Or I want to be able to I want to put a pool in my house. I want to do all this. Okay, well, how much does that cost? You have to know things. Right? Because otherwise you're going to be like, okay, well, I think I made enough. I think I made enough. And then it comes up, find out. My husband always makes fun of me. He's like, never tell people. Someone came up, they're like, how much does your pool cost? I was like, oh, I think it was like 30,000. He was like, no, it was not. It was a lot more than 30,000. I was like, oh, I didn't even know. Like, you have to know how much something costs, okay? To be able to start setting aside money and then becoming the person that wants to do that. So if you're like, I want to put my kids in private school, well, how much is that private school? How much a month does that require? Okay, I want to pay off debt and I want a vacation every year. How much does that require? And then you work backwards. Okay, I need this much money a month. Now I'm going to work my business like it matters. Because now you have a very clear plan of, when I'm making X amount of money, my husband can quit his job and start his own business. When I'm making X amount of money, my wife can continue her business and I can buy a bigger boat. When I'm making X amount of money, I can have a house cleaner and XYZ. And I'm telling you, it will motivate you. It will. Because once you get that first taste of house cleaner, you're like, I ain't never going back. I don't ever want to go backwards. Right? So really have something that's tangible, that you know exactly how much it costs, that you know exactly what's going on. If you keep saying, I'm going to do this when I'm this, you're missing the point. I'm going to do this now. I'm going to become this person now. I'm going to become an investor now. I'm going to invest $5 a month. I don't care if it's $5 a month. Become an investor now. Understand money now. Stop waiting for this. It's like you're waiting for the lottery to hit, right? Instead of really focusing on getting a clear goal and a clear plan. So I hope today that kind of helps get you motivated to really be clear on why you're wanting to work and what you're wanting to do. And everyone's goals can be different, right? It doesn't have to be these astronomical goals. It literally can be, I want to pay for my products and I want a couple $100 extra a month. That's awesome. I would definitely encourage you to look into investing where that couple $100 a month starts working for you and not just being spent. And not just being spent. And so if you want more financial information, I want you to go into the chat and say something about it. I want you to go into the energy bus and just be like, I want more of this, whatever, because I am thinking about holding a class where I actually teach everything I've learned on finances. Because I see people in consistent cycles of being broke, and it doesn't matter how much they make or how little they make. It's like a consistent paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. And I have a lot of knowledge around this just from literally doing it. But here's what I've learned the most is that just because you start making a lot of money doesn't mean you know how to manage it. And you have to learn how to manage it. And if you can't manage a little, you cannot manage a lot. So really understanding that too is like, okay, I want to make more money for what? And what am I going to spend it on? And what and how can I make it go further versus just continuing in the cycle of what I make, I spend. So love y'all. Hope you have a great day. Let's go get those free resets away, okay?